Gold and silver prices are on the rise once again. Silver is up almost $1. Many of you know the Fed recently lowered rates and caused a little bit of chaos. We're going to talk about that. Also, the mainstream media is now calling for people to hold gold. This is big. And lastly, where are precious metals going to go from here? Let's get into it. Buy your gold and silver online from SD Bullion. New customers get gold or silver at spot by visiting sdbullion.com/new. Thank you so much for watching. I do sincerely appreciate it. Silver is sitting at $42.90 an ounce. We're close to that $43 mark. It's up 95 cents on the day, a little over 2.25%. But here is the thing. Silver has been on a roller coaster ride this week. Let's take a look at the 1 week chart. You could see on Wednesday, silver price fell to $41.66, and that is when the Fed decided to lower rates.
Today, the Federal Open Market Committee decided to lower our policy interest rate by 0.25 percentage point.
This is a classic case of buy the rumor, sell the news. Silver was going up until it was finally announced that rates were going down. Then silver price took a dip. It is now recovered, and it is higher than it was prior to rates going down. So silver moving into new territory here. Gold also did something similar. Although gold has not quite recovered from the all-time high it set last Tuesday of $3,689 an ounce. We're about $8 off of that right now, but gold and silver are both going up at the moment. Another interesting thing to point out in regards to rates going down, you could see the headline here, Fed lowers interest rates, signals more cuts ahead. Myron dissents. So Myron is the newly appointed member of the Fed. They all get to vote on rates going down, and he was the only one that wanted a 50 basis point rate cut. Everyone else wanted 25 basis points. And if you don't know, Stephen Myron, that's Trump's guy. So it's no surprise that he wants rates to go down faster.
Does this compromise the Fed's independence from day-to-day politics? And relatedly, how can you maintain the public's perception the Fed is politically independent with this dynamic? Thank you.
So we did welcome a new committee member today, as we always do, and the committee remains united in pursuing our dual mandate goals. We're strongly committed to maintaining our independence, and beyond that, I really don't have anything to share.
When we look at the target rate probabilities for the upcoming meetings later this year, you could see it is projected that rates will go down once again in October, and then we will see that third rate cut in December. So the markets are pricing in 2 more rate cuts to end out the year. We will see if that actually happens, but this is definitely good news for gold and silver. After rates went down, Peter Schiff posted this on X. He says, Powell admitted the Fed has no idea where inflation will be in the future. At any point in time, they just assume it will return to their 2% target in 2 years. This is not really a forecast, but a goal. In reality, it's wishful thinking disguised as a legitimate forecast. So if inflation doesn't come down, this is another thing that's going to put upward pressure on both gold and silver. Just a couple of days ago, CNBC put out this pro-gold article. They're talking to Jeffrey, the CEO from DoubleLine. That's an investment company, and he believes that holding a 25% gold position is not excessive. You could see here the CEO is getting so bullish on gold that he is saying investors could hold up to a quarter of their portfolios in the metal, far above what normal portfolio recommendations set for commodities. And the reason is inflationary pressures and a weaker dollar. I think we can all agree inflation is not dead, and the dollar certainly doesn't seem to be going up. I still think a 25% type weighting in gold is not excessive. I think that it is an insurance policy. It's in a winning mode because of the weaker dollar, and I believe it's going to continue, he said. So there you go. He literally calls it an insurance insurance policy. This is what many of us have been saying for years. Now, what is next for precious metals? This article over at Seeking Alpha says $100 silver could be next. And one interesting thing that they point out is that silver is nowhere near its all-time high if you adjust for inflation. And this got me thinking, what is silver's inflation-adjusted all-time high? And the answer is, well, it depends on how you measure inflation. You see, the government has changed how they measure inflation over the years, and according to Shadow Stats, this line in red is the current CPI measurement. You could see it's around 3%. But the line in blue is how they measured inflation back in the 80s. Inflation should be around 12% according to that measurement. So if we go with the current numbers, the line in red, well, the inflation-adjusted all-time high for silver should be right around $147 an ounce, which is a lot higher than silver is today. But if we go with the old inflation metrics that were used back in 1980, we are looking at a completely different number, and this chart was actually put out in 2017, so it's probably even higher now, but they're saying the inflation-adjusted all-time high for silver is $606 an ounce. So we are not even remotely close to that today. Either way you slice it, silver is still way off of its inflation-adjusted all-time high, although it is hitting a 14-year high today, and gold is at an all-time high even if you adjust for inflation. So gold is soaring, it is leading the way. This is exactly what we would expect, and silver still has a long way to go. So if you're looking to invest in gold or silver, I personally would prefer silver as an investment. That is what I'm buying. That is what I have been buying all year. And if we look at the gold-silver ratio, you can see it is still high historically. It's sitting at 85, almost 86 to 1. So that is how many ounces of silver it would take to buy 1 ounce of gold. This ratio should be much lower. It should be in the 70s, if not the 60s right now. So I think silver can still go up quite a bit more from where it is right now. I mean, the nominal all-time high is right around $50 an ounce. We're only about $7 off of that right now, and silver has already gone up $14 this year. So anything is possible. I definitely still see a bright future for both gold and silver, but between the two, silver is my favorite. Where do you think silver is headed from here? Let me know down below in the comment section. It has been a crazy week with silver going up, then it went down, but it has now recovered, and we could be back on track for that $100 silver in the not so distant future. I think we might still have a ways before we get there, but who knows, anything is possible.